Good morning, DC.
Good morning. You messed up the song. I was in here jamming and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my bad. It's crazy because I messed it up for you. It was messing up for me. I had to go out of the stream yard, come back in because I couldn't hear nothing. I saw it playing, but I couldn't hear it. And
Oh
so I
man.
had to keep on refreshing. And finally, towards the end, I was finally able to hear it. I don't know what happened, but yeah, my audio wasn't working, but it's
I had
working now.
I had just told Lisa, I said, that's damn shame. I know the beat. Do, do, do. Oh, my bad.
Girl, because it's crazy. Well, I like it just because it's silly. But yeah, well, to the audience here, we did have to push back our show to today because there was a prior engagement that DC had, but we are here for y'all this morning. So good morning, happy Sunday to everybody.
Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Yes, and if you want to talk to your people or say whatever to the bomb squad.
What's up, Bomb Squad? This DC Kool-Aid and J Dunn. You know we come at every weekend. Well, every Saturday, but something came up that I had to take care of with my vehicle before they
Mhm.
tow my shit.
Nah,
But
I
you know what
understand
was
that.
But what
Uh-huh.
was cool, but what was cool about it, I went and handled that because I've been down with my I had ankle fracture, so it's like I didn't even think to check my tags on my truck because I'm always driving my car, and then
Mhm.
I said, shoot. So the guy told me to come, the next day, which was Saturday. I was like, okay, this is the only way I can get it. Let me go on Saturday. So we ended up going Saturday, but after that, Brittany ended up, because Brittany been my designated driver because that is my right ankle that's messed up.
Mhm.
So we ended up going to the National Harbor down DC in Maryland, and
Uh-huh.
we ended up there just to go get some pecan candies. But they had a big old black book signing to this I don't know. I don't even know who the person was. I was just going to get what I had to go get, but I ended up recording it. So I actually vlogged yesterday what we ended up doing since we was on that side of the world. Because I barely get out that much since my ankle. But other than that, guys, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button.
Yes. Please like the video. Over here on this side, people been complaining about me asking for too many likes. So this morning I started telling people not to like my video. I said
Oh
don't like
Lord.
my video. I know, but I gotta be contrary. That's the only way I know how to be. But I do have the notes and everything.
But
Oh,
hold on,
you
hold on,
gotta.
hold on. Hold on. Before you get started,
It's an
let me go.
echo, DC. What did you just do differently?
Hold on. I ain't did nothing.
Huh? I was able to hear myself talking through your bubble, but okay, go ahead.
Can you hear it now?
No, I think it's gone. It's gone now.
Mm, I just turned it down some. But
Okay.
anyway, before you get started, Jaden, let me go
Hmm.
grab me a Lunchable. All right. I just had to be messy for a second. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. You silly. Okay. Well, yeah, that Lunchables mess is ridiculous, but it's ridiculous. Don't get me started. Now, look, I don't get me started. Let me stay up in my cheerful mood for Big Brother. Please. Okay, y'all. So with Big Brother, we were able to witness episodes 10, 11, and 12 this week. And I'm looking here. Yeah, 10, 11, and 12. And with us seeing those episodes, it was a lot of interesting stuff going on. I can say this week wasn't as good and juicy as last week, but it was close. It was a close runner up, that's for sure. So, with my notes on Sunday night's episode, everything started with Lyric being worried. Oh, and let me go grab that picture. Oh, let me go get the new picture that you gave. So, DC did go and get a new picture for us that included the other people that she wanted up in here. So, now we got everybody up in the picture.
There we go.
And I went on ahead and load that here. But yes, so Lyric was worried that people were thinking that she was the single vote to keep Rome. So she was trying to cover her tracks with that. Devins was happy about making a big move and taking a big shot and being successful in the game. And then I noted that Jason said that he was going to go for HOH so that he could send Devins our bigger target home.
Yes, that's what I got. Same thing.
Okay. Okay. So then I noted Barrett saying that he was at the bottom of his alliance, which
Mm-hmm.
that Barrett is understanding that he is at the bottom. I'm not sure what he gonna do about it. And if he is gonna try to do something about it, he gonna have to start trying to think about doing something fast. But he feels like he is at the bottom of the Tool Shed Alliance, whereas Drew, even though Barrett and Drew seem to have a close two with each other, like a duo, Drew is talking about that he is not trying to win the HOH because he feels comfortable and he don't want to have to target anybody.
Right. And then I got Melody and Mallory. They not trusting Jason.
Hmm.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I took a note about them and I said that they thought that the other side of the house was coasting a lot, so they were gunning to win the HOH. But they do have a lack of trust in Jason just because he done got caught lying to people left and right, all across the house. Now the HOH competition was another one of those time traveling competitions where it took them back to March 31st, 1985, and it was called WrestleGasm 85, where it was a true false knockout competition type of a game to see who could win the HOH. Essentially, there was a wrestling match with the guy Jesse who is a former person from Big Brother, and Jesse and some other wrestling actors or whatnot. They put on this whole performance in a wrestling ring, and they had the house guests had to watch carefully and pay attention to the details of what was going on because they would have to answer true false questions about everything later.
Now, when you was watching it, did you try to pay attention to see?
Mm-mm. No, because it was too much going
It was
on.
too much going on. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I was agreeing with they were saying. They were saying they wanted to enjoy the match, but they were trying to pay attention. But it was kind of hard to figure out. I was like, okay, the ref he got knocked down. Now, what's the question? Might be before he got knocked down or after he got knocked down. You know what I'm saying? I was trying.
Well, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't try to pay attention to that because it's too much editing. That Think about how many cuts was up in that for us to watch it on TV.
Right.
They cut so much, I'm sure, that as a viewer at home, it's probably hard to try to keep up with something like that. Now, if it were a competition that wasn't as convoluted and detailed, then I typically try to play along with those.
Right.
But that was just too much going on. So, now I did note that at question 1, it was true or false question. Now, question 1 knocked out D and Taylor. Question number 2 knocked out Chuck, Drew, Angela, Melody, and Jason. So, question number 2 kind of just wiped out almost half of them. Question number 3 knocked out Haley. Question number 4 knocked out Latrice. Question 5 knocked out Lyric, Barrett, Yash, and Yallery, which ended up leaving Camus as the new HOH.
And for HOH, you pick Camus.
I well, when I tell you, when I went back and looked at my predictions, I had an amazing week of predictions. I ain't even gonna lie, DC. I was feeling myself. When I looked back, I was like, wait a second, don't tell me I'm a connoisseur, big brother. But yeah, I did pick Camus and he ended up winning the HOH. Now the way he handled his HOH is a
Uh-uh.
whole nother story.
Right.
But with him winning the HOH, um the episode continued where Jason and Mallory were worried about being nominated. And Angela and Dee were speculating that Drew was the hinky vote. I
Hmm.
I don't get, see now this be that part of Angela that really be like, if she don't sit down, cause
Hmm.
first off, if you gonna speculate, at least speculate and be right. But
Right.
she don't speculate on Drew, who seems to be trying to be aligned with her, and she is wrong. And now she is taking that paranoia and misinformation and placing it on D to
Hmm.
make D think that Drew changed that vote when Drew did not change that vote.
And Taylor doing a good job keeping it to herself. I'm like, don't crack, don't say nothing.
Yeah. Taylor is keeping everything under wraps there. Um and I mean she ain't got no choice because I believe that they will target her if she said that it was her with the vote. And actually let me check here to see if we, because it looked like we had a couple of people up in the chat, but
Hey, what's up, Madeline? Good morning.
yeah, I took out my second device so that I could look at the chat on one device. Let me see. Child, hold on. Let me get it together, y'all, because I could look at the chat through the StreamYard, but I prefer to have it on my cell phone so that I could just glance down if it about anything. Okay. But yes, I do want to say good morning to Magdalene, which looks like the moderator for DC,
Hmm.
and then Rico, which is the moderator for DC.
What's up, Rico?
Yeah, Rico just showed up. But okay, so now let's go to um the next notes. So Jason and Mallory are worried about being nominated. Oh, I already said that and I spoke about D and Angela. So Camu. So Camu is talking game with Mallory, and she let Camu know that she would target Jason and the Survivor players if she were the HOH.
Right.
Camu thinks that that was a bad move for her because he is working with them. I think for me, if I were up in that game and I knew I was not HOH, but they're gonna ask me who I would target if I were HOH, I don't think that I would be forced into revealing the name.
I would
Cause
either.
yeah, because you when you start revealing any names, you bound to be name dropping somebody that the other person is working with, and then you giving them all the information. But then I wonder if you deflect and don't answer the question, if that would make them target you even more. Because I almost feel like I would be like, well, you know, who I would target, I'm not really sure who I would target next week. I have a few people in mind, but I'll cross the bridge when I get to it or something like that. Or because, like, even right now, a lot of the times it's very easy to say, okay, I would target this one or that one because they won so many challenges. But unfortunately, the people that's winning the challenges are aligned with Camu. So
Right.
it's like you can't even go that route. So she was in a tough situation where she had to answer those questions. And of course, he didn't like some of her answers.
Right.
Lyric also talked to Camu, and um he told her that he wasn't putting her on the block.
Right. But before he said that, he was questioning about her feelings about Rome. Remember? And then
Well,
she said
I saw.
she was basically saying, before she could say she loved him, she had to meet his family first. And then but then she turned around and tell Camu she finds him attractive. That was just game strategy right there. But when she said it, I was like, huh? But then she
Hmm.
said she found Camu attractive, just basically so she can keep her ass in the game.
Correct. I saw that she did do that. First off, the wrong question. I tuned out because I said, I be damned if the showmance is over and y'all still gonna try to make us watch it, big brother. No. Now, I have to give her kudos for trying to play Camu a little bit by stroking his ego as a man and talking about how she thought he was attractive. I thought that was a good game move because it could keep her safe down the line.
Right.
Unfortunately, even though Rome will probably dislike it, she gonna have to do what she gotta do. And at the end of the day, they had only known each other for like 4 days before he left the
All right.
house, and they not married. So if she gotta switch her target or switch her affections, quote unquote, to be faking it with him, I would prefer a fake like that than something real and mushy. Because at least then I know it's strategy. My next note was the house noticing Drew and Melody getting close. They doing the most.
Yeah.
Now I can appreciate them being in the DR saying that they playing each other and that they really are focused on the game and that they good without a showmance, that they not trying to take it that far. I appreciated them being honest and saying that in the DR,
Right.
because at least now I know that both of them is doing it for game and not really because they trying to get lovey-dovey. But I saw in the past where a lot of the times they will say that they're going to do something for game and then those feelings start to develop. And I just think that they need to pump the brakes on that.
Mm-hmm.
So Devins did get the time capsule. And I was surprised that Devins being able to figure out the pattern and break the code to where
Right.
he was able to win, to be able to figure out the pattern, break that code, and do it while spinning up in the chair being dizzy and getting the power. That was really good.
Yeah, he
He
did
ended
that
up,
quick.
he did. He ended up getting the diamond power veto as his power, and the instruction said that he has that and it can be used at one of the next 6 veto meetings. So essentially, that's 6 weeks of safety for him.
Automatic. So if they try to get him out, he is not out.
hmm And I thought it was kind of beautiful for him to be the one to get that because that's about as close to a hidden immunity idol that you can get.
Right.
So I'm like, he got all them idols in Survivor, and now he and Big Brother getting Diamond Power Veto. I did appreciate him trusting D to tell D,
Right.
but D was clueless as D fuck. I was like, oh my God, he is trying to drop hints to you about the power that he got, and
Right.
you act like you don't know what he is saying.
He
And I'm
he
thinking to
must have
myself,
repeated
come on now.
he must have repeated that like 3 times. He was like, that's like me and you talking, and I'm basically telling you, but you're not getting it.
hmm
He's like, and if I won.
It was wild to me how she was not picking up what he was putting down, but eventually she was able to catch on to it, and she did say that she was going to take that information to the grave, that she wasn't even going to tell Angela. And when
Right.
I heard her say that, I was like, okay, D, good job, because as soon as you tell Angela a thing, she gonna go run her mouth.
You ain't gotta talk about her like that.
I'm gonna tell the truth about her like that.
I
Just
know.
the fact that she already pinning that hinky vote on Drew, she doing too much. So that's why I'm happy that D knew better and didn't reveal that information to Angela. Not only that, but the more people that know about a power like that, the more that people want that power used. Because essentially, since D and Devins are the only two that know about that power, they would only use it if one of them was on the block, of course. But
Right.
if Angela had made aware about that power, then Angela would then want them to use it if she was on the block. You see what I'm saying? Everybody that knows about it is gonna want you to use it on them. So
Right.
that's why it's best to not have so many people know about it. Also, Camu and Drew, they were talking game and decided that Jason was better as a backdoor option. Um, Drew think that he came up with something profound by saying that, but Drew, all you doing is copying off what Angela did
Mhm.
last week.
Right,
Um, I like Drew, but I just need him to understand that you ain't did nothing new up in the game. And
right,
just like I could talk the truth about Drew, I'm gonna talk the truth about Angela.
right. Only
I'm
this
talk
time. Go ahead.
every time. Every time. But yeah, so Drew said to backdoor Jason.
Hmm.
So Camu and Jason ended up talking in the HOH room, and Camu told Jason that he wasn't putting Jason up, and Jason was almost falling for that hook, line, and sinker until he sat and thought about it and realized that's the exact same mess that they pulled with Rome the week before. So that's what gave him the heads up that he might be the backdoor option. And as the week progressed, he realized that he was the backdoor option.
Right,
Because of this change with him not putting up Jason originally, then Camus had to go back and go back on his word with Lyric and tell her that she is going up on the block, but she just going up as a pawn.
she didn't want
And
to go on the block. She was devastated.
she was devastated, looked like she was ready to cry. I will say I appreciated her fight though, because she gave him a lot of pushback.
Hmm.
I get tired of Big Brother where somebody come and be like, you're gonna be the pawn," and the person just act like they helpless and be like, "Okay, I'll do it." But
Hmm.
now Lyric was like, "No, no, don't put me up. No, not me. No,
You
I
said
don't
you
want to
weren't
go."
gonna put me up there.
Right, right. She gave a lot of pushback where she was not going, and I appreciate that about her gameplay. And that also lets me know too that she really is playing him as it relates to her possible attraction with him,
Hmm.
because she don't trust him like she trusts Rome. Now, if Rome had got HOH and Rome had asked her to be a pawn, she would have been like, "Okay, baby, I'll be the pawn for you," because she trusted Rome 100%. Whatever he said, she was willing to do. But at least I know that with Camu, she don't trust him like that. That's why she wasn't trying to go. And good morning, Sassy Francis.
Oh, hey,
So
Sassy, I didn't even see her.
yeah, she just came in and she spoke. Um,
Rico say we're gonna make him smoke some damn weed. Pat, he don't watch TV that much,
gotcha.
so he listening.
Now at the nomination ceremony, Camu did end up putting up Lyric, Latrice, and Mallory, which was an interesting play for him to put up all those women. But I think that that should have been a red flag to every man up in that house, that he put up all those women, that he was coming with a back door somewhere. Because ain't no way a man that's macho like Camus is going to waste his HOH on getting a woman out of the house.
Right. See, but they don't be thinking stuff. I mean, they think later on they put two and two together, but at the midst of the moment, they not
Hmm.
thinking none of that. They thinking they safe. They ain't worrying about nothing else that's happening because they not on the block.
Hmm.
And only
Yes.
one person had to be worried was Jason because he already figured it out.
Yes. And it's crazy because Jason, he don't have anybody else to blame but himself. But
Basically,
this week I can say that I had a better and a much deeper appreciation for Jason, especially going into the episode from, I think that was Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Yes, the
But hold
episode
up,
11.
yeah.
Mhm.
Let me go back to before we get on Jason.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question because my what's the word I'm trying to use? Anyway, Lala, why she don't talk to people? Why she don't talk game? It's like
I really don't know. I think her biggest mistake, and it shows, is she put all her eggs in one basket. And that is she put all her eggs in Jason and Rome.
right.
So
How
all of her game is centered around them. So it's like, how does she really go talk game to the other people when she is so closely aligned to the people that they going after?
right? It's just you gotta think you ain't in there with these two people. You in there with a lot of people.
One
That's
thing that I can appreciate about her though is that she not fake. Cause I get sick of the people that's fake and they just go back and forth, floating, making promises all over the place. I can appreciate the fact that she's not doing that.
okay.
And she not giving just lies all over the place because look where it got Jason.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing I had about Sunday night. I was like, he's right. She didn't talk.
Well, but also don't forget last week, her and Taylor said that they were going to sit back and lay low and let them shoot each other out. Remember?
Right.
That's what Taylor had told her that they should do. And she agreed that that's what they needed to do once Rome was the target. And so it could very well be that Lala is following Taylor's lead and letting them sit back in order to stay safe. And so far it's working for them.
Yeah. She better start talking to some friends. Cause she gonna
Well,
find she gonna
her
find herself
friends keep getting put out. You got to remember, she was talking to friends, but her friends, unfortunately, are the ones that's going home back to back to back. That's why I say she put all of her eggs in one basket.
yeah,
But now, so the episode 11,
Wednesday.
yeah. Okay, so the nomination ceremony was adjourned and Camus said that Jason was his target. He spoke about that in the diary rooms and stuff. Jason was telling Lala and Taylor that the plan is to backdoor him, and they both are trying to save Jason because they need Jason for their own games.
Right.
This right here, with them both needing Jason with their own games, I wonder if that was the best gameplay for both of them because it almost feels like they are going down with the ship, kind of like the Titanic. With the Titanic, they just like, look, we ain't jumping off. We need you. And it's like the ship is sinking. Jump off and try to swim somewhere else. But no, they want to stay right there where they are. So I wonder if that's going to bite them in the butt later. Um, the Camus was telling Mallory that she wasn't his target and that Jason is, but he is secretly saying that she is his backup target.
Right.
Then somebody called a ambulance because Lyric and Mallory was just crying and crying and laying in the bed and crying and
Yeah, I was like, y'all
hugging
get
each
your
other.
ass
And
up.
you're my best friend. I'm on the block with my best friend.
I
You're
know,
my best
right?
friend. I've already lost Rome and now I'm going to lose my best friend. They just do too much. But I have to remember that they like in their 20s. They young as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, come on now, y'all. Y'all got to stop. But so that's they did that crying session and they feel vulnerable and they feel sad that Rome is not there to protect them. Barrett has been hiding that he could speak Spanish. Now, see, I don't know why these people ain't taking that as the fact that Barrett can be deceptive as the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that would have went down, instead of Latrice, that's how I'm like, girl, are you playing the game? Because she's like, oh, speak it again. And she thought it was so cute and she was just so impressed. And I'm thinking to myself, if he can speak a different language, then what else isn't he telling you?
Right,
And
because he kept stop speaking Spanish when she wanted him to speak Spanish in front of D, he wouldn't do it.
well, he said that he wasn't speaking Spanish in front of D because he had a crush on her, but I don't think that's it. I think that's the excuse that he gave. But let's be honest, he don't want to speak Spanish in front of D because he don't want D to know that he knows Spanish. Because just imagine how many times D done been up in that house probably speaking Spanish somewhere else and thinking that didn't nobody know what in the hell she was saying, but he do.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. That's somewhat strategic, I believe. And then if he did get into a habit of speaking Spanish with D, then that's gonna put a target on both of their backs because now they could talk game out in the open in front of everybody. Nobody know what in the hell they talking about. Think about it.
That's true.
I think it was strategic why he would refuse to speak it with her, because that would have been a whole new target up on his back had he done it. Um, but yes, D did try to get Barrett to speak. Also, Angela, it has been thinking that Devins has the power, but is keeping it from her. But Angela is thinking that Devins is keeping the power away from her and D to
Mhm.
protect them. And I'm thinking to myself, no, D no. D no, Angela.
Right. I was saying the
And
same thing.
and that's why I'm like, Angela talk too damn much. Why in the hell do you she be talking too much.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, they not gonna tell you.
And
You
the
ain't gonna
more that
know.
she keep being on their trail, they gonna keep not telling her because she
Hmm.
just be talking. Drew is speculating that Jason has a power, and he is saying that Jason might not be the best option to backdoor. I thought that was a little bit of a reach, but I don't even believe that Drew really think that Jason have a power. I think that Drew just put that out there, like planted a seed,
Hmm.
just to see if there was a possibility for Jason to still be around and not be the target this week. That's what I think.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that after they was talking about trying to keep him there.
Mhm. Yeah. Which I can say that Drew, he has an interesting gameplay, but people are they are onto his game. Some of them, especially the more veteran players, are most definitely onto him, where he's not as coy and deceptive as he thought. Uh, Jason, let me see. Oh, so Jason told Mallory that he would use the veto on her if she picked him to play in the veto competition, but Mallory doesn't believe it.
She not trusting his ass for nothing. But I mean,
Hmm.
she stood there and listened to him, thinking.
Yes. It seemed like Jason is running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he is trying to wheel and deal anybody about a veto that he ain't won yet. But he is telling them that if he do win, he'll do XYZ. And speaking of the veto, the pick for the veto competition happens, and it is Camus, Mallory, Latrice, Lyric, Haley, and Jason who are playing in the competition. Latrice actually ended up getting house guest choice, and she picked Jason to play, and Camus side-eyed her about that,
Camus
which that,
about to lose his mind.
mhm, I wonder if that I appreciate Latrice for standing on business and doing what's best for her game, but I wonder if that is something that Camus is gonna always have in the back of his mind, that she got house guest choice and went against him while he was HOH.
Hmm. See, she don't be thinking. She should, she should have thought about, okay, if I pick Jason, what might happen? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or should I just go against just? But I don't know. It could have been a whole lot going on there.
Yeah, well, I don't think she made a bad move. I don't believe it was a bad move at all, because you have to do what's best for your game.
Right.
And Jason playing in that competition is what was best for her game.
Right.
Unfortunately, though, the outcome wasn't. It didn't work out in her favor.
Right. But still, even though it was in her game, you gotta think she doing best with her game. But then you got Camus and Riley get her out. You know what I'm saying, for messing his HOA up.
Hmm. Yeah. So it ended up coming out that Jason had promised all three of the nominees that he would use the veto on them if he wanted. And he also says that he is only interested in keeping himself off the block.
Hmm.
Camus and Jason end up talking in the backyard, and Jason end up telling Camus that he'll try to do whatever he can to help Camus' HOH just as long as he don't get on the block. So he done pretty much promised all the nominees plus the HOH that he is going to do one thing with the veto. And unfortunately, you can't promise that many people that you're going to do one thing because you got to be lying to somebody.
Right.
Melody was telling Camus that Jason had made a deal with all of the noms, which now Melody is she is a piece of work. I don't know how I feel about her slithering around lying. And I don't know how I feel about her getting so close and comfy with Drew either. She doing a lot right now. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, she.
When Melody did give that information to Camus about Jason making all the deals, Camus was upset because then that made him feel like Camus had been or that Jason had been
Jason.
lying
Yeah.
to him. Hmm. And
Yeah.
so then there was a time travel to the veto competition, and they went to July 29th, 2051, which is wild as hell because when I did the math in my head, that'll make me like 64 or something, 64, 65 years old. I'm like, damn.
When they
When
said that, I ain't even do no math. I left it alone.
you,
And
yeah, DC, you
I
left
still ain't
alone.
doing no goddamn
You
math.
know, it just seemed like so far away. I don't blame you. But just it was something up in me that was like, damn, 2051. But I remember once upon a time in life when just thinking about 2020 just seemed so far away.
Yeah.
And now we sit here in 2026 and the
Right.
AI about to take over the school systems and some of everything else.
You're gonna have robots as the people on Big Brothers instead of real people.
Right. Imagine that, an AI big brother. Girl, the robots taking over everything. But so in 2051,
Hmm.
there is the pickleball veto competition, which is a popular dancing sport where they dance with a pickle, an actual pickle, and get dizzy. And then they have to throw the balls, like skee ball. It almost kind of well, it wasn't skee ball because it seemed like skee ball, but then it was like tennis at the same time. But either way,
It,
they had
it was
the
it was a combination of tennis and skee ball. You just had
mm-hmm,
to hold that big old pickle paddle to throw it in like you're throwing it like the skee ball part. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh,
So,
mm-hmm,
but the thing about it is how fast that thing was spinning them before they got off to go do that part.
right. I can say that I was impressed with this thing, the reveals of everything, but specifically lyric. Now I kind of had a little bit of an understanding about her connection with Rome when she revealed that her family played pickleball or something like that, that she had been playing for years. Then I was like, okay, well, I'm still glad Rome is gone, but I'm like that gave me a little bit of an understanding of how they connected so fast so soon because they had that in common.
The pickleball.
Mhm. Yeah, pickleball.
So let's talk about Lala and Mallory. What the hell? What was Lala doing? Please tell me. What was she doing?
She was just there.
She couldn't get one damn ball in there. Not one.
Well, that's the thing. She couldn't see it. Which I thought about that too as like a disadvantage cuz now she do have those big ass glasses, that's for sure. So she either got stigmatism, nearsighted, farsighted, something. So where she can't
It's
see a
not
damn
funny.
thing.
It's not funny, but the way I was watching it, I was like, what? Hit one ball, just one. Just give me one.
She can't she can't hit what she can't see.
Well, just swing. Shit.
I thought about that. I was like, well, damn, she was kind of at a disadvantage right there. She can't even see what she's swinging at. So, but no, she didn't get any. With it was Mallory versus Lala. Mallory won 68-0. And that caused Mallory to get the move to the next round, and she chose Jason to go next.
Yeah.
Jason picked Camus to go head to head, which I thought that was bold. That
Mm-hmm.
was bold to Jason. Like, go ahead and pick that HOH that's targeting you. You might as well target him in this competition because he targeting you in the game. So him and Camus went head to head, and Camus won 72-62. And that caused Jason to be knocked out, which that was unfortunate because I was rooting for Jason as the underdog. Um Jason then chose Haley. Haley went head to head with Lyric. Lyric got 92 balls.
I know, right?
hmm She won 92 with Haley having 37. And because she won, she chose Mallory to go next. And then Mallory went head to head with Camus. And Mallory won 68-67. Now that right there, that 68-67 was wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just one ball difference. And then of course once Mallory won that, the final round defaulted with Mallory versus Lyric in the final round, and Lyric won 82-47, and she won the veto.
Mm-hmm. That's her game, remember?
hmm And I think that she made Rome so proud in that moment. Rome was probably at home cheering, yelling, screaming at the TV. You know, I'm sure that he was very, very happy that she won. And to be honest, I'm not mad that she won because Kimmel lied to her. She wasn't supposed to be on the block
Yeah.
no way.
That's
So
what
I'm
happened.
happy that
Do
she
that.
won to take herself off because he lied to begin with. Even so much so that Camus ended up admitting that he underestimated Lyric as a competitor. It's funny how in this game, if the girl come in really cute and petite, then they automatically are viewed as an airhead that can't win anything. And I'm
Right.
happy that Lyric is being damn sure to make sure that she don't get stereotyped in that way.
Yeah. And then right after the veto, Jason he started running around hanging himself. Just he just mad. I think that's when he just basically lost it.
Well, so after the veto, Jason went to D, and he was honest to D about how he felt like he was being targeted like Rome was targeted the week before. He
Mhm.
did plant a seed to her that he would help her go after the other side. Where he messed up though is then going to tell Chuck that he was gonna go after
Mhm.
the icons. He should have just left it alone with what he told D that he was gonna help them target
Mhm.
and stay right there. I would have put that seed at D and I would have been on cruise control,
Right.
waiting to see what was gonna be the outcome of whatever before I turned around and then did this. He definitely messed up when he did that. He played too hard too fast, and that was a perfect example of that. What ended up happening was Chuck and D compared notes and realized that Jason was trying to play both sides, and lying to both sides. Camus ended up telling D about all the lies that Jason had told him about how he was going to use the veto.
This was at the. This was at the Mallory's tea party. That's where we at.
Yeah. I know it was they had the tea party, but well, I guess the only what really was the tea party except for two men wearing dresses? Cuz that's all I saw was two men had on the dress.
Well, they didn't get started because Camel basically messed the whole thing up.
Okay, cuz yeah, I was like, "Now what's the
Yeah,
point of
because
this?"
when we get down to the part where they it didn't really start because Camus just he started spilling the beans on about Jason.
Mhm. Yeah, so yeah, during the tea party, this is when Camus did decide to blow up Jason's game. And this is for the second week in a row, might I add, because the previous week Jason's game got blown up, I think, by Angela.
Yes.
So Jason done been getting targeted with his game getting all torn to pieces everywhere. With this confrontation, Jason defended himself, which I'm proud of him for defending himself because he does have the right to play the game like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the hell y'all could be whispering and stuff, but he can't go whisper to somebody? Like now, see, let me tell you what make Jason better than me in the game. Cause let me tell you what I would have done in Jason's shoes. This would have been where I would have threw that Hail Mary. I don't know if CBS would have allowed me to do it, but I would have. I would have called homophobia immediately.
Oh
So
Lord.
what y'all straight people, y'all could talk game and whisper and shit, but I can't go whisper to nobody? Because I feel like y'all got a problem with me being the only gay in this household and me trying to play the game. It feels like discrimination. I would have went right there. Because don't they play their white card, they white woman tears, they white man tears whenever they can? Oh, I would have pulled that up out my hat
Mm-hmm.
immediately.
Yeah, because this the second go around they done target him.
Correct. Now, and that's would have been the thing. Now, if y'all to mess with me the one time and let me be, okay, one time. But now hold up. And he already said that he feel out of place because he ain't up in his bubble with all the gays and the drag queens. He already said that he feel out of place because normally he is around gay people and now he is up in a house full of straight people. Oh, I would have used that as a strategy. I think that's what he felt.
Yeah, but he also fell because he was telling basically everybody the same thing. I think if he would have just stuck with one person, and or a couple people, and don't go to the other side to tell them that they, what he did or what he's going to do, I think he should have just kept it to himself. Like some
Hmm.
things ain't meant to be said.
Yeah. Now, also, I can say though that I was proud of him because he wasn't laying down, um, and just going on about because he did start that teapot thing, and I thought that was brilliant,
That was funny as hell.
funny, but then it really proved the point.
Hold up, let's hold up before we get to the teapot, the tea kettle part. So this is the part where I say I knew they didn't start the tea party yet because when Taylor, I don't know if you remember when Taylor got up and she said all a bitch want to do is have a sandwich and drink her tea. That's it.
Hmm.
And when she said that, I said, see, they ain't even get started because they by chemo blowing everything up. The tea party basically never happened.
Hmm. Yeah. And yeah, he ended up getting a teapot and bamming it. And every time that anybody was talking and whispering anywhere, he bammed it, brought attention to it, let Camus know that they all talking. Which I thought that was genius. Because if you worried about me talking every single place, well, let me make sure you know when everybody's talking.
Mm-hmm.
The kicker though, too, that made me say it was a missed opportunity for for Jason to use his homosexuality as a strategy is when Lyric used the veto to save herself. Did you hear Camus say that he picked his zesty bestie, Jason?
Yeah, he did say that.
He did say that. And it's like, okay, so you called him the zesty bestie. So you can call out his homosexuality by calling him the zesty bestie. That's why I know it was a missed opportunity on his behalf to use his homosexuality to help him. Because I kind of thought that was kind of like strange. I mean, because essentially you were using that to call out a difference, a difference in the group. Um, I wouldn't call that complete homophobia, but I would say that that was questionable for him to call him that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really made me think about the beef sector. They call lemon zesty around here all the time, and it's not a compliment.
Yeah, that's crazy. But this TV, so they should that shouldn't even have been said.
Hmm. Yeah, but he said he did say it, and so Jason ended up being on the block. So, did you have any more notes for that episode before we move to the next one?
Only part when what did Melody said? Melody said something about the flock of what's those things? Those crows was flying across the damn sky.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's called a murder. And you know something? When she first said it, I thought that was like a riddle.
Uh,
So I googled it. But no, it's really called a murder.
yeah,
It's not a riddle. That's
right.
really what it's called.
Yeah, I know when she said that, I was like, oh, she said that. I said, Melody said, I'm gonna say something today. And then Devin, the other part was when Devin said, the tea party is over. His mom is waiting for him. He said, my mom is waiting for me.
Mm,
I
yeah,
guess
that
I guess they had to say something crazy before it went off with the tea party.
yeah, that whole Tea Party thing was interesting. It was full of drama and it was explosive, but it didn't quite hit like the explosion last week. And I guess that's the thing. What for me, last week's explosive thing against Jason was so good and so juicy.
Hmm.
But this week, for it to be the second week in a row, just felt like overkill to me.
Yeah,
And and then I think it had a sense of darkness to it as well once Jason was referred to as zesty. And I think that's the reason why it didn't hit the same for me. Even though it was supposed to be drama filled. But so then we'll move to episode 12,
that's
which is
third.
the eviction episode. So the episode starts with Mallory, Lala, and Jason being on the block. Of course, Jason is currently the target. Let's see.
I got
And
when my one of my notes is Lala was talking to Angela, and she was complaining and stuff. Well, not
mhm.
complaining, campaigning. And
Mhm.
Taylor told her, "You don't supposed to say names when you campaigning." How you felt about that part? Do you remember that part when
Mm,
she was?
well,
Yeah,
Taylor was telling her the truth, but
yeah,
that's how I just wonder if Lala done never watched the game.
right. Because I was like, "Girl, why is you about to you digging yourself to that chair every week?"
Correct, because she's supposed to be laying low, like what Taylor had told her that they needed to do before. And when she started throwing other people's names out there, it's a silly move because the reason why Devins had so much ammunition at the first HOH was because of all them names that Rome gave. So if Rome got kicked out week 1 from dropping names unnecessarily, then why in the hell in week 3 you ain't learned from him? Because that got him put out. But now you dropping names.
Right,
Yeah, that right there. I I was happy that Taylor had told her that, but then also in the back of my mind, I was like, Taylor, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. And Taylor, don't go down with the Titanic. So Camu and Devins were talking about Mallory being a plan B for eviction. And then they also talked about Drew. Camu and Devins are clocking Drew. Drew is a part of everything. Drew is playing all the sides. Drew is in every alliance. Drew is in every discussion. Drew. And last week, um, I believe it was Angela and D had clocked Drew being a part of everything as well. And this week too, later on in this episode, Angela and D and Camu talked about Drew being everywhere.
Hmm.
And you know when somebody is everywhere and affiliated with everything, then they social game. That's a social threat in the game. And I need them to be paying attention.
Yeah, should be because that's just crazy. It's like, you know, as far as Angela, that's my girl. She better not kirk out or lose it no more.
Mm.
Yeah,
Melody and Mallory also talked about keeping Jason as a comp beast to help them,
yeah.
which I think that's a smart strategy. You always want to have somebody that's more of a threat and more of a competitor in that game
Hmm.
to help shield you, but then also to help benefit you to win. Because that's the messed up part about it too. Once Jason is gone, if you think for a second that Taylor and Lala gonna be able to win and keep them safe, you crazy. They about to go right out the door behind him, if you ask me. Well, the only way that they won't go out the door behind them is if they stay being quiet and staying under the radar. But if they get to being too vocal and talking, they gonna go right behind him because at this particular point, who is there to help them win?
Right.
Neither one of them have won anything. Yeah. So who gonna help protect them? Who gonna help save them? They only saving grace was Rome, and they got him right on the pot of them. So oh, the also I had a note that uh so there is one part of the house that feels like they are in the minority, or that they are the underdogs, and they discussed trying to flip to keep Jason and instead get rid of Lala.
Hmm.
Barrett and Yash thought that that was a good plan. I actually thought that it was a good plan too. That would have really shook it up if they would have kept Jason. Not to mention, I wouldn't have mind them keeping Jason because Jason was going to remain on Kemu. I think it's a highly problematic when you know that Jason don't give a damn what none of y'all do because his site is only on Kemu. That's why you keep him. When you know somebody can't stand a person that much, that's exactly why you keep them around to get that person out. Because in order for Camu to even get out later on down the line, you first got to find somebody who can beat him. And Jason was one of those people who could beat Camu and was ballsy enough to put Camu on up out of there. But instead, they didn't try to save Jason.
Nope. I just knew they was gonna save him though. I'm not even
Hmm.
gonna lie. When I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, they gonna keep him."
Yeah, because I feel like if they keep Rome was one of those competitors that could beat Camu. Jason could beat Camu. It's almost like what I'm seeing this entire house do is take out the strong competitors who could beat Camu, and eventually they're gonna get stuck up in there and it's gonna be Camu dominating everything. The only saving grace that I see currently is Devins. Cause Devins ain't, I believe that Davis can do some things too with his survivor background. But I just don't want them to get cornered up into a wall to where nobody is strong enough to beat Camu in any of these competitions, and therefore they'll never get the opportunity to get him on the block to get him out.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew and Barrett were thinking that they were the swing votes in the house.
Yeah.
And that's why they were thinking about swinging to keep Jason. Um, but Taylor was crying, saying that she's not going to get rid of Lala.
Yeah. I was feeling bad for her because it was like she was stuck on her friend or her alliance.
Yeah, but her friend is the one that just was dropping people name, and you had to tell her don't drop nobody name.
Right.
And your friend is the same one that was up in the competition and scored zero. Did not
but
hit
you but you
did
already
not hit a
said why
single
she was
ball.
2-0. You can't do that.
Did hit a single ball. So it ain't like she gonna be able to save you. The only person that can save your ass is Jason. At least he could see.
I ain't gonna laugh. I wear glasses.
Oh yeah, you do. You do wear glasses. But
Stop
I'm just like,
it.
I'm like, girl, you got to think about who could see in order to win the competition
All
to help
right.
keep you
What's his
safe.
name? Wore glasses. Barrett. Barrett wore glasses.
I know, but the fact is, she wear glasses and still can't see. That's the difference. Like these glasses ain't helping you because you got zero.
Hold up. The balls were bouncing right beside her.
I was like, this mess is crazy. Like, come on now. What do she was just out there floundering around. It was funny to watch just her just out there just making these motions and nothing.
That was
I
too
almost
funny.
remind you of like a kid that like a kid that maybe had grew up watching baseball or something.
Uh-huh.
So they just swing the bat. They ain't even hit the ball, but they pretend like they did. Like you didn't hit no ball. I don't know. But either way, I can understand Taylor being loyal to Lala, but that's not gonna help Taylor be safe. And that's the
Nah.
part that I'm like, girl, you got to think about who gonna help win to keep you safe, girl. But so I do have Lala, Jason, and Mallory play in the BB Blockbuster. And the BB Blockbuster was called Videotape Tumble.
Oh my gosh. The strategy they had, I was like, what is you doing?
Mm. So, and I did note that essentially with this strategy, it was 2 minutes on the clock, and it was like Jenga, but life size Jenga with videotapes, and then you had to retrieve a videotape without knocking the whole stack down and putting it in the bucket thing, like a return bucket. And even this right here, speaking of Lala, not be able to see.
See, I'm not even gonna say nothing because I was about to say the same.
Now, what the hell was she
Hold up,
doing?
hold up. I like now you can't. All right, I understand the balls are small. I understand that. But these some goddamn VHS tapes.
Uh huh.
You should be able to see that's gonna fall.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what she was thinking. She managed to take two VHSs out of her stack, and her stack fell.
Right.
And because her stack fell, that had locked her in at a score of two. So the last competition, she had a zero. This competition, she got a two.
But you know what? She might be doing that on purpose.
Is
If
she though?
she might be, she
You
might.
on the block in
I'm
the
trying to
BB
make.
Blockbuster.
But see, they say, oh, we can beat her. Ain't nobody gonna. You know what I'm saying? They gonna keep her because they know they can beat her.
Lord DC, maybe. I mean, there might be some secret strategy behind it. I was just
Trying to
outdone
make her
though.
look good. Shut up.
Right? I was just really outdone. I'm like, girl.
I'm trying to make her look good. See, you done
So
messed up.
once her stack had failed and she was locked in at the two, then she was just stuck there watching everybody else compete. And it was Mallory and Jason. And to be honest, them two was neck and neck the entire time. And Jason was only like a millisecond away
I
from
know,
tying
right?
up that number. And I was like, oh my God. He almost had it tied up because it was Mallory with 8, Jason with 7. And Jason was right there at the little bucket to drop his VHS tape in, and the buzzer went off.
Mm-hmm.
And that left him with a score of 7. Mallory had 8, which made Mallory the winner of the BB Blockbuster. Um, that right there was just gut wrenching. Cause then it left me wondering, well, if he would have gotten that one in at that very last second, then what was Julie gonna do? What was gonna be the tiebreaker? You see what I'm saying? I
Right.
wanted to see what the tiebreaker was gonna be. If that buzzer would have went off with both of them at 8, I wanted to see what's gonna be the next step. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see it because he didn't get it in on time. And so he laid all over the ground, rolling around.
I know he was so upset.
Hmm. So then with that, the voting began. And this is the part that made me disappointed in this episode. DC, when I tell you when that voting began, I had my notes here ready and I actually wrote down the name of each person to put who they voted for because I was just for sure that this was going to be one of those votes where you really need to pay attention to who voted for who.
Okay.
Only for them to not even split the house up, shake the house up, try to save Jason. All of this hogwash that they had said they was gonna do,
Right.
only for them to get in that vote and still
Every
vote unanimously. And then nobody even tried to do a hinky vote or nothing. And I'm
nobody.
like,
I couldn't.
I hate a unanimous vote. Unanimous votes are what make the season boring for me. And I hope that they don't get into being scary players because that's really what this is. When they vote unanimously like this is because they scary, DC. Well, Jason was voted out unanimously. Everybody voted him out. Nobody went against the grain. Nobody tried to save him, to keep him, to do something to stir up the house. I mean, hell, just putting a couple of hinky votes for him up in there would have made Camus paranoid as hell. Like, who the hell did it? I
Right.
mean, it's so many different things that come along when you actually vote your own way in secret that can enhance the game. And I just don't want them to start playing safe like this because this right here was a safe vote. I mean, hell, even last week, Taylor, which that's why I give her her props. Taylor didn't play safe and she still jumped out there and gave Rome a vote. But I think Taylor was thinking, now, bitch, I barely got away with it last week. I ain't about to do it 2 weeks in a row. Taylor said, I ain't about to pull that bullshit 2 weeks in a row. Somebody else better do it.
I
But nobody else did it.
But you know what? It would have been cool if she did do it.
I think she had enough heat on her lying her way out of that vote this week that she didn't want to have to set herself up to have to lie
But
again.
she did good. She whatever she did, she should have did it again. They think who y'all think did it?
Mm. Yeah, so she ended up playing safe, but I was just disappointed that nobody else tried to jump out on the limb either. And I mean, you really had people who could have specifically Melody, a Mallory, a Drew,
Right?
a Barrett, somebody y'all gonna have to play. And that's one thing because Drew, yes, he the person up on my picture. But if Drew is out here playing a safe game where he playing all over the house, that's not a gameplay that I respect either. He better start making some types of moves. And I do not give him credit for the move this week because again, all he did was copy off the same thing that they just did last week with Rome. So he ain't done nothing original yet that I've seen so far.
Mm.
Now, once Jason was voted out, I thought it was a cute little setup that Julie was out there with a pot in the
That was funny.
yeah.
I said, look at her. She up there banging. Dang, 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 dang.
I thought that was really cute. I was like, okay, Julie. Um, so did you have any notes about that I didn't cover?
No, you cover everything I had going down the line. everything. Jason was upset. Yeah, everything. I got everything on here.
Yeah. So now, oh, let me go to the predictions. Now I have to say, even though I'm happy that I did such a good job, I
Okay.
was still so disappointed to see Jason evicted. Even though that's what I had predicted, I
Yeah.
the way that he was really on Camu's ass, I wanted him to stay. I wanted this to be wrong because that's going to make the game interesting. And like right now, since he is gone, you really got to think about it. Well, who is going to go after Camu?
Yeah. I'm trying. Who?
I don't know if anybody will because now that Camu was HOH already, he can't play in the next HOH, so he got to sit out. But the question is, with him having to sit out, let me go back to the picture. With Camu having to sit out because he already run the HOH, when we look at all of these faces, who is going to go after him? For
Only
the most
person I,
part, all of the people, the guys are aligned with him. I think the only person that might would go after him is
I
D.
think Devin.
Oh, you were saying Devins? I was thinking D. Cause
I'm
I
thinking.
feel like the two survivors is gonna be the only hope to get him out.
Yep. I'm thinking Devin. After all went down and Hyde went down, I think Devin gonna do it.
Hmm. Now, one thing too that I did want to tell you that I noticed, I'm happy that you picked this picture. That I was paying attention to detail, girl. I don't know why I be thinking about stuff like that. But when I loaded this picture as I was getting my notes together, what I did notice is the top four on here.
Yep. And Julie said it too,
That Jason was an icon.
and he could have went with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I have to say I'm disappointed in Jason not even with try he didn't try to use the gay to help him. He didn't try using the drag race to help him. Hell, just the fact that Frankie Grande is his best friend, that would have been the first thing I would have told Angela crazy ass.
Right.
That would have been up her alley.
He didn't think. But he remember when he first came on, he said he wanted to be Jason. He didn't want to be that what's her name, Selena.
Selena. Hmm. And
He
he
didn't.
wasn't being Selena, he was being Jason, but I just think he had so many different nuggets of information that could have led to an advantage for him in the game that he kind of dropped the ball on. Meanwhile, he did all of this weird ass shit, stirring up unnecessary drama and chaos up in the house instead of using the stuff to his advantage that might could have helped him stay around.
Right.
But I damn sure don't see Barrett, Chuck, not even Drew going after Camu. And definitely not Yash. That's why I feel like, yeah, the two survivors, I think the saving grace of the episode is these two survivors. Cause so far they the ones that's playing the edgy ballsy game.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, well, it ain't no problem because even with them two survivors, I feel like these two are the type that'll win HOH and throw Angela ass up there. Bitch, you gotta go.
Don't you say that.
Because they unpredictable with the gameplay. And I would prefer an unpredictable game player than for me to be able to predict the every single move of a person. So that's why I say that. Right now, it's too soon for them to turn on Angela. But I'm just saying, I enjoy the fact that they ain't scared to make a move. And that right now, all the strong people is getting out of there. Before you know it, we just gonna be left with a whole bunch of girls.
Right. Right. Because it's only what? One, two, four, five, six. Six guys.
Mm-hmm. And I did load up these other pictures that you gave to the alliance, the crossover alliance. But we really didn't have anything major to pinpoint about the crossovers alliance. But I loaded this in, and then the Red Corner Alliance and loaded this in. Now back to the predictions though. So you predicted Haley for HOH last week and for Drew to be gone.
Yeah.
We still got both of them.
I don't know
And,
who I predicted now. I
but
don't
you
know.
know something? My thing is, let me go back to the picture. Because to be honest, I don't know how in the hell I was able to predict this so accurately. I said that I'm gonna have to go back to the episode from last week to see exactly what strategy that I did to make that prediction. Cause that was definitely out of the blue. But even if we looking at this, okay, so Jason is gone. I think for sure that's gonna make Taylor and Latrice safe for now. Cause they ain't winning nothing.
Mm-mm.
They ain't got nobody fighting for them. They just up in there as an extra vote. That's my opinion. Now I will say because Lyric won that veto, I think that she she's going to be viewed differently going forward. I think that D might, look at Lyric, not say to go after Lyric, no, but just to, be like, I see you. I see
Yes.
you.
She's a strong
Because
contender.
she is. Now, for some reason, I'm honing in. I think if so, Jason is out. So, who won this next HOH? I think this is the time for me to vote for Drew.
I
Wait,
looked at you, but I was
well,
like,
I don't, but hold on, because I'm not locking in because I keep remembering that Drew said this past week that he's not trying to win. He feel
okay.
comfortable and he feels safe. I I'm about to do the unthinkable. I'm going out on the limb.
I'm gonna say Angela.
I was thinking her. That's what I was thinking, but then I'm like, well, wait.
I'm saying Angela. I'm going with her because it's if I feel like it's gonna be something she could do.
And see what you saying, Angela. For some reason, if it's not one of the survivors, I kind of want to say Mallory.
Mallory.
Cause Mallory ain't been no slouch. Now she done saved herself twice, and I
Yes, she
believe
did.
she tired of saving herself. She tired of saving. She done cried every week. Hold on, let me go to the chart thing so that I could type in these predictions. She done cried every week, and she said that she tired of saving herself. She tired of the other side of the house getting to sit back comfortably and relaxed. And so that's why I'm leaning towards her getting the HOH because the only way that she gonna be able to be comfortable is for her to win the HOH. And I think she should see that by now. I think she should see that it ain't gonna be no comfortable way about it. That so let me put Mallory. And she has shown that she's capable of winning because she don't want to save herself the last 2 weeks. With her winning the blockbuster. I think she won 2 blockbusters so far, I think. Either 2 blockbusters and a veto.
Yeah, she won a lot for to start the game off. She won. Let me go back. Mallory.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm putting Mallory for HOH and you putting Angela. And actually, let me go over here and because I'm on my little chart thing that I was working on. So for this past HOH that we just saw, that was Camu's HOH, and he nominated. Who did he nominate off the bat? Mallory, Latrice, and Lyric.
Mhm.
And then for the POV, Lyric won the veto and showed people that she could compete. Mallory won the blockbuster and showed people that she won for the second time. Because okay, so week one, Mallory won the veto. And then week three, Mallory had to win the blockbuster to save herself.
Mhm.
So she done won two competitions, a POV and a blockbuster now. And that's why I feel like she gonna gun for the HOH because she tired of being on the block every week or being an option every week.
Mhm.
So let's see. So that's what I'm putting there. And then, so I got Mallory as my HOH prediction, and then Angela as your HOH prediction. Now, who do you think is gonna leave though? So
Mallory.
so you think Mallory is gone on Angela's HOH?
Yeah.
That's okay. So let me
Well,
put
no,
that.
if it's Angela HOH, I want to say Drew.
Drew is okay. So Drew is going on Angela's HOH. And let me look here for Mallory. Um, to be honest, if Mallory won HOH, who would she target?
Devin.
I
You know
don't
she's the
know.
type of person she won't go after the big people.
I I d- I would say yes, but I'm trying to figure out who will actually be evicted.
Oh.
Because even if she targeted Devins, she would just give Devins opportunity to win. And then once Devins done won, then he gonna come and put your ass up on that block again, like what he did week one.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm like, is that her best bet? I think I honestly think that Mallory might would do a shot at I don't know. Let me go back and look and see who put her up. So Devin put her up week one. So week one, Devin's put her up, um and then last week Camu put her up. Okay. So
She might go after Camel.
that's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. For the evicted, I'm thinking she gonna go after Camu just because he put her up um this past week. Not to mention he put her up with her best friend Lyric. Let's not
Hmm.
forget. So
Yeah.
I think that she would go after Camu. So and then you said Angela would go after Drew.
Hmm.
Okay, so I just put that and let me make sure everything is kosher. All right, so we got well, I can say that so far we have not lost any of our people yet that we originally predicted from the first episode,
I
DC,
know,
which
right? We
is
still in it. We still
we
in it.
still in it. Yeah. Yeah, if I put this one back up here. My top three overall was Drew, Lyric, and Camu. And which is crazy because now I'm talking about Camu need to who gonna target him. Well, I'm like, who gonna target Camu? Who gonna target Drew? But them they part of my three that I picked. But look, I gotta analyze it. And then you had Angela Barrett and Yash, and they all three of them still up in there. Your
Yeah.
favorite house guest was Angela. She's still there. I picked Drew. Drew's still there. And now we just made our predictions for next week. And what I am noticing about your picks, DC, do
Mm.
you see that you put Drew as the evicted person this week? You see that? But you
Uh,
just put that Haley was gonna evict him.
Somebody gonna victim because, well, I think Angela gonna victim because of, she believe in a, with, you know how she rallied to get Rome out. She gonna
Mhm.
she gonna rally to get Drew out because
He
everybody,
doing too much.
yeah, he putting himself out there.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I just noticed that for 2 weeks in a row, you done predicted Drew to go, which lets me know that you don't. Hold on, let me make sure it ain't for 3 weeks in a row. Let me scroll to see
You
who
ain't
you.
gotta be doing all that.
Hold on, no, I want to see because wait a second. Okay, so no, no. First week you the first week you predicted that Mal. Wait, hold on, DC. No, we gonna compare. Look at this. So when I scroll down to the chart from our predictions on July 11th, you predicted Devins was winning the HOH and evicting Drew. Then the next weekend for our predictions, you predicted Yash was winning HOH and evicting Mallory. And then the next week for our predictions, you predict that Haley was gonna win HOH and evict Drew. And now this week, you don't predicted that Angela is about to win HOH and evict Drew. So you just, I think you don't like Drew.
No, he all right. He just doing too much.
Okay.
He just doing
Like,
too much.
girl, you ready for him to go, and that's my person. But I just thought that that was interesting, just to compare the notes. Ain't nothing wrong with it because eventually he gonna go unless he win. But yeah, I was just looking at that and comparing that. What's good, Whistle Down? Okay, Whistle Down, you done been here in the clouds. Well, thank you for being here, child. It's been an interesting recap, that's for sure. Well, we got our picks locked in now to see what's going to happen going forward. Um, I hate that Jason is gone because one thing that Jason didn't lie about is that it's going to become boring without him. His
Mhm.
shenanigans and his antics was something
It was
else.
too much. He was doing too much.
Yeah, but he kept it entertaining. And
Yeah.
I like that he wasn't afraid. Because I know that we can say that people do too much,
Mhm.
but what about calling out when people ain't doing enough?
Right.
And that's pretty much all the rest of them. How we gonna call out the person doing too much, but then you got a damn Ashley that what she done? And let me put the thing, because most people probably don't even know who Ashley is.
Right.
Her up there. She ain't done nothing. Ain't
uh,
won a competition, ain't did nothing, just there. So where we could say that people are doing too much, we can also look at it and say that some people ain't doing enough. And then that's whenever I start saying, now you gotta go. You
and
know?
then she had to go.
Hmm.
She had to go. Bye bye.
But
What's up,
yeah,
Miss
well,
Wilson?
I guess if you have any final words, we can go ahead and bring everything to a close.
All right. Before we come to a closure, did you get that I got a message on my phone like middle of the weekday about Kimu making fun of George Floyd death joke.
Oh no, you gonna have to tell me about that. I ain't even get I ain't hear about that. And normally I'd be on top of Twitter during Big Brother season, but I just didn't get to peek up in there this week. But he made fun of George Floyd.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see something. Um, where is it?
Hmm.
I just put it on the share screen.
Okay. All right, thank you. Let me see. All right, and let's put this down here. Okay. So George Floyd. Okay. So if you could scroll down for it for me, DC. Okay. So Big Brother season 28 housemaid Camu Kirk struck up social media outrage this week after a video resurfaced in which he appeared to make a joke referencing the death of George Floyd. The 32-year-old reality contestant and MMA fighter posted a video to Instagram in December in which he recorded himself mocking a person whose face was not pictured as they were being arrested outside of his residence. Hmm. Now see, that's suspect right there.
I don't know if I should do it. Hold on. Oh yeah.
That's
Great. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's just crazy. I was like, man. Here you go right here.
Shots fired. People cheering. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Bro thinks it's George Floyd. People are crazy, man. I'm going back inside. I am going to take that spot, though.
huh. Thank you for sharing that, DC. That's interesting. Now, I will say to his credit, he said people are crazy though. But now I gotta keep an eyebrow open and go research his stuff. So Whistledown said, I hope they penalize him for it. He's a hardcore racist. Okay. See, I wasn't aware that he was a racist at all. But I'm gonna look into it. Now I think I did just write him down for him to be getting put out this week. Whistledown said, it's the one monkey I can't get over. Oh, it's the monkey when I can't get over. Oh, he had a monkey something on social media too.
And then
Okay.
they also talked about him talking about what we just said about him saying to Jason about the zesty thing.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, now that zesty thing I didn't like at all. But now it makes sense that if he could say anything about zesty, Jason being zesty, then you know damn well he over there saying black jokes when he don't think black people listening. Hmm. That's something that, to look into. I'll look into that a little bit more. I haven't been going on Twitter like I normally would, and I always say whenever we end the episode that I'm going to go and look at this and look at that. But today I'm actually gonna make a point to go look at a couple of things. DC specifically, go check Twitter. A lot of the times I don't check Twitter until after this show though for the predictions, because as soon as I get on Twitter right now, they
Mm-hmm.
gonna already have who done got HOH, who done did this, and they have the spoilers out there with the fans tweeting about it. So
Okay.
that's why I don't like to check Twitter until after we done this show here, and then I can go out there and look. Because a lot of times that's how we get the spoiler. Remember, that's how I got spoiled a couple of times before last season, because I was going out there trying to get a new picture to put on here and ended up getting spoiled.
Dang it.
Hmm.
That's why I don't like looking. I don't go looking.
Right. And that's why I think that what the pictures that we have now, that should be enough for the time being. And then we could just reconvene back at our regularly scheduled program next Saturday. And let's see what week 4 has to offer. Did you
Yeah,
have any closing words?
my closing words is bye. No, I'm just playing. Make, make sure, make sure y'all hit that like button, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to J Dunn channel on my channel, make sure you do so. Also, Big Brothers come on tonight. Make sure you watch it if you want to be part of the next segment next week.
Hmm.
And that's about it.
Okay. Well, thank you, DC. And yeah, I echo the same sentiments as DC. Thank y'all for joining us for the discussion every weekend. We will be back to our regularly scheduled program next Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, love yourselves and love everyone. Ain't that what Julie be saying?
Yeah. I was like, where did I hear that from?
Julie, love yourselves and
And then,
everyone, or
and then
take
she
care of
said,
yourself and everyone. Whatever she said. But yeah, well, either way, we'll talk to y'all next week.
I'm about to go figure out what she said because now that's gonna be the ending closing.
Yeah, you make sure you figure it out there. We could have it for next week. But all right, y'all. Bye y'all.
See ya.